we can compete with Peter's mom.
Oh my god, I'm always like, I want a thunderstorm.
This is much harder than I thought it would be.
Okay, this is pathetic. It doesn't look like it's going to get better.
Hi guys! We are back at our country house after spending 1 week back in the city because of Peter's work. But now we're back.
Yeah, we are back.
Yeah. And we didn't miss much because it was very cold during that time. So when we came back, we went to check on our plants, and all the trees and shrubs look exactly the same like they did a week ago.
Yeah, no progress whatsoever.
Yeah.
Because it's still quite cold. We are below average all the time, and the outlooks are not very promising either. So still on the colder side.
There's actually been an article saying that this has been the coldest April in the last 80 years or so.
Yeah, so, you know, it's cold.
Still, all the buds are only starting to open to show the leaves.
Yeah.
But at least mint started growing, so we can have mint teas again.
Yeah. Mint is growing very well.
But now the weather is quite nice again, it's sunny, so we can resume our activities and work on our projects again.
So let's go. Look, the mint is actually out of control. It's growing into the lawn. It wants to be everywhere. So, I don't know. It's good and bad.
That's a lot of tea.
Yeah, a lot of tea. And we'll see if it's hard to get rid of mint. Because we don't want to have it in the lawn, right?
Yeah, and mint is quite persistent. I remember I had problems getting it out of our balcony.
Okay, so we'll make a lot of tea.
Okay. Currants are one of the first shrubs in our country to get green in spring. So you can see they already have a lot of leaves. And these are old currant shrubs. This one and this one. Peter's mom made them younger last year. She cut off a lot of branches to allow the light to go inside as well. And it looks like they will have much more fruits than last year, which is great.
Yeah. And the chives are growing very nicely as well. So that's great because I love adding chives into our meals. It's very fresh for me.
Yeah, it's like a soft onion or something.
Yeah. But we have a lot of weeds here. This is a very aggressive weed. We have to get rid of it. So we were thinking about putting card boxes here and just cover it. And they should die off, but it would take a year or so. So, yeah, we'll probably do that here in this area. Right, honey? Or
Yeah, we'll have to think it through, but that's the initial idea. When our neighbors finished this new fence, they left a hole here between us and the other neighbors. So we had to improvise and we put this fence, remnants of previous fence here, to prevent the dogs from entering our property.
yeah, because the workers said, or the owners of this neighboring property said that they are going to do it, but nothing happened.
Yeah.
So we had to take the matters into our own hands.
Yeah.
Look, the field got greener since last time we were here. Originally, they grew alfalfa here and some aggressive grass, like fast-growing grass that was meant to feed animals. But as we mentioned previously, we want to mow this field regularly, and alfalfa and this grass should disappear slowly.
It's great how fast it's changing.
Yeah.
I remember it was so yellow last time and now it's really greenish at least.
Yeah, because we made space for other plants. They didn't show up yet, just this grass. But when there is light, everything is growing.
Yeah, it will look like this in no time. Here we can see all the flowers that started growing here in the places which we mow regularly. So we are hoping that it will look similar over there soon as well.
They are not pretty yet or anything. This is like a first generation, but you can see it's slowly transforming.
Yeah. Last summer Peter's mom tried creating a little meadow here. You can see there are much more flowers in this area. It takes about 2 years to transform it into a regular meadow, but we are now approaching year 2, so I'm curious to see if it will work.
Yeah, you can see there is no alfalfa and this aggressive grass, so it's changing.
Well, she had to remove them because it wouldn't work just throwing seeds in existing grass.
Okay, but it's still changing.
I tried doing something similar here. I removed all the clover or alfalfa or whatever it's called, and I also bought seeds for a meadow. It's called cottage meadow, and it looks different here as well. You can see some grass growing back, but there are also different weeds or whatever, and I can see some pretty flowers as well. So this is my attempt. We can compete with Peter's mom, whose meadow will be better.
I can see alfalfa already here, but it should die.
I wasn't as thorough as Peter's mom probably, and I started later. I did it in the autumn. We have some seeds left from Peter's mom, so we wanted to use the opportunity that we mowed the field and it uncovered a lot of empty spaces in between the grass. So we wanted to try to plant the seeds there to support the meadow to appear here in the field faster. We could also try to plant it here where we made fire about a month ago, because now the soil is uncovered here, so it's easier to plant something here.
Yeah, and it's full of nutrients now, so this should be like a miracle.
Yeah, well, the miracle expired last year.
Oh
It was
no.
supposed to be planted in 2020, so we'll see. But we have to do something about the seeds, so we can as well try.
Yeah, we should.
We still have some seeds left, so we are now trying to find the biggest spaces on the field and fill them in.
Wow, this is really strong.
I can start planting spinach again.
No, I hope everything survives.
I hope so, because the seedlings are very small and fragile.
Oh my god, I'm always like, I want a thunderstorm, but I have to think about our garden now.
Yeah.
So,
And our car, which is parked outside and not in the garage.
yeah, but the hail is not that big, so I think it should be okay. But hail is never good. But this was a direct hit, like totally on our yard, the strongest. We wouldn't issue a warning for this because the hail should be bigger than 2 centimeters. And this looks like maybe 0.5 centimeters in diameter. So I think it's okay. I haven't experienced hail for quite a long time, right?
It's quite rare, yeah. Maybe when I was a kid,
Yeah.
at least in this extent.
Yeah. This was really
Something.
dense.
Let's go assess the damage. Okay. This still has flowers, it seems. wet. Looks like it rained a lot.
Yeah. We don't have to water anymore.
That's nice.
Golden rain is okay. And very pretty.
I still see the little seedlings there.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like they survived.
You don't, guys, because it's very tiny, but they survived.
It's our tiny lettuce. Well, the spinach is a little bit sad. Like it's lying on the mud. So I hope it will wake up again.
Yeah. We can help it, right?
No,
No?
we have to wait for it to wake up. I don't know how
Okay.
to wake up spinach.
Okay.
But they are very small because it was cold. They didn't grow.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's destroyed, we can plant it again.
Okay. But it doesn't look destroyed, so
No,
should be okay.
just it looks tired.
Mm-hmm. I would be tired too, because this is a very cold spring and it doesn't look like it's going to get better.
Uh-huh.
There is some damage here on this plum tree because it's already in bloom and these flowers are very delicate. So look, but it's really pretty.
Uh-huh.
Come here, is it visible?
I have no idea.
To the sky. But you can see quite a few of them fell down here.
Yeah.
Look.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So we'll put it into our lunch?
No, I don't think so.
Some time ago you might have seen me measuring the size of our garden bed area because I wanted to put a lawn border around it, and the time has come at least to test it out, because we bought this lawn border which is 9 meters long and we need 50 meters in total. But we just wanted to buy one to test it out, to see if we can put it in and what it will look like and so on.
Yeah, because there were many different products and we weren't sure which one to buy. So this one was the cheapest.
Yeah.
And it was raining and hailing, so the soil is wet, so it should be easy to put it into the soil now.
We'll see about that. So it's 15 centimeters tall. And I guess we'll need to put almost the whole thing underground.
Okay.
So let's try. I'll try to uncover the grass to put it as close to the grass as possible. So maybe something like this. Okay, it's not working.
It's not going?
No, not at all. Maybe because it's full of roots. So I have no idea how to put it in.
You have to be strong like me. Look.
Oh,
It's going a bit.
huh? It's going slowly.
Yeah, but it could be better. I don't like this. I expected it to go easier.
Yeah, me too. Maybe if we put it somewhere in the middle, it would be easier, but
Yeah.
that's not where we want it.
I guess you should do this when there is no grass at all.
Yeah.
And then like create a wall. Okay, we figured I'm going to use the spade. By the way, the missing screw is here already because the shop is open already
Wow.
after lockdown. So I repaired it because I'm great. And I'm going to create a furrow, if that's the right word, here with the spade, and it should be easier to put the lawn border in.
That's such a great idea.
Okay. I don't know if this is working. Because the soil is very muddy and it wants to go all out, so
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
So you think we should do it some other time?
Okay, this is pathetic.
Okay, let me try to use Peter's furrow. Where is it?
Okay, so this is not working.
It's in this place, for example, but in a in this big part you made.
Okay. So should I continue? Is it better? Easier?
Yeah, but do it properly this time.
Okay, let me try again. Okay, so I'm going to continue with this. even though the conditions are not ideal today.
Yeah, but we have nothing else to do.
Just a small furrow, because it's such a nice word. So we have to continue with this furrow.
Okay.
How is it going, honey?
I still think it's stupid. For the record, I wanted to buy something different.
But very expensive.
Yes, this was Peter's idea.
And there is no guarantee that yours would be better.
It was wooden, so at least you could use a hammer maybe, put it in.
Okay, but there were gaps in between the wooden thingies, so I'm not sure.
I still need to put this part deeper, but otherwise it's more or less done.
Doesn't look pretty, but it doesn't look like totally terrible.
You say so. So one part done and we only need 4 more or 5 more?
I don't know. No, I'm done with this.
So then I could put it out again.
No.
It doesn't make sense, there's just one.
Okay, we'll see. We are starting a new project today. We would like to remove these old fences here around the whole garden, because we think we don't need them. They are within the property and they are very old and in a bad condition, and like, why are they here?
Yeah, the previous owners built them so that their chickens wouldn't come and destroy their crops, but we don't have any chickens, so we don't need a fence.
So we already started here, and yeah, so let's go remove the fence.
Can't wait. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, because it will be something new and quite a big change here.
Yeah.
I'll start removing these old wires that hold the fence on this pole.
It should be easy because they barely hold there.
Yeah, they are very old. As you can see, there are still some shrubs here. These are dog rose shrubs. We would like to keep some of them, I think.
Maybe we will relocate them somewhere else.
Yeah, but we didn't cut them out.
Much harder than I thought it would be. The fence is somehow grown into the soil and you need a lot of strength to tear it out.
Good thing you are very strong.
I'm not.
I didn't expect this. It's so hard. Why is it in the ground?
Because it was put there millennia ago. Now we need to untangle this fence from the tree which is growing here. We don't have to worry too much about the tree because we will probably cut it down. It's an invasive kind and we see it growing everywhere, so we'll probably need to fight against them a little bit.
Yeah, but for now we wanted to keep it. But it's totally like growing through the fence.
Yeah.
So I think we have to cut the fence.
Yeah, that's true. I'll start cutting around the tree somehow. We'll see. Maybe we'll need to cut through the whole thing.
Yeah. It's complicated.
Maybe
like a puzzle.
Maybe it will not cut like
okay.
what I'm trying to do. Maybe it's too thick.
Not pleasant.
Okay, it's working, but
slowly.
it will be a lot of time. Or we can maybe like remove them.
Yeah, untangle the fence.
Yeah, and split it into 2 parts.
nicely.
And now Peter will remove this pole with one kick.
With one kick? Okay.